Hello, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys doing well. And we are back with another topic relating to gang stalking. In this video, I want to talk about something that I find quite interesting, which is, of course, why it's important not to care what other people think. Now, first of all, I'm going to say that you should care what people think about you. By people, I mean the people who are close to you, your friends, your family, the people that you care about, that you have a genuine connection with, the people that you have allowed to, that you actually brought into your life, the people that bring some kind of value to you, the people that you care about, the people that care about you. You should care to some extent what these people think about you. But obviously, as far as gang stalking is concerned, there's going to be, as you've experienced yourselves, if you've been through the gang stalking ringer, there's going to be a lot of strangers, a lot of people that you have no connection to, people that you don't know, people you've never met, you've never talked to, who are very adamant to let you know what they think about you. And of course, they're letting you know all the negative things that they're thinking about you. They're going to trash talk you, they're going to mock you, they're going to laugh at you, they're going to talk shit about you. And it seems, at least from my experience with the gang stalking, that they really, really want to get your attention when they are doing this. So when they're trash talking you, when they're saying all these negative things about you, when they are cussing at you or insulting you, they really, really want you to pay attention to that. They really want to grab your attention. They really want you to know just how badly they think of you. And of course, as far as that is concerned, with all these strangers and people that you have no connection to, people who are not in your social circles, you should definitely not care what these people think about you. And that is very, very important, because you caring what these gang stalkers have to say about you is only going to weaken you. And of course, it goes without saying that if you care what some random nobody that you have no connection to thinks about you, then chances are that you are the fool. You're just really foolish, because if you really think about it, this person has no connection to you. They are not connected to you. They're not being friendly to you. They're not bringing any value to your life. They're not contributing to your life in any way that is positive. So why should you care what they think? It makes no sense, right? Now, another thing is, when these people, pass by, and I see them in many places, of course, they're going to let you know of all these negative things that they think about you, that you are stupid or whatever, all the nasty things they like to say about you. You should understand something, which is, first of all, you have to look at these people and say, well, who are you? This is something that you should think. You should not necessarily say it, but you should think sort of like, who are you to say these things about me? Because, as far as I can see, you just seem like a regular nobody, like a regular average Joe kind of nobody. Who are you to say all these negative things about me and criticize me and all this kind of stuff? I don't see you, building rockets and going to Mars or some shit like that. You're not like fucking Elon Musk or Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt or Jeff Bezos. You're not somebody who is really important. And of course, it goes without saying, guys, somebody who actually has their shit together, somebody that has an interesting life where they're happy and fulfilled, is very unlikely to give two shits about you. They are so busy living their lives, being successful and doing great things, that they don't even have the time to care enough about you to come and gossip about you and talk shit about you and talk trash about you. So already you have to understand something. Successful people who are really successful and happy in life, they don't have the need to engage in this kind of behavior. They don't need to stalk and harass and trash talk and gossip about people, because I assure you 1,000,000%, somebody like Elon Musk or Leonardo DiCaprio does not have the time or the willingness even to engage in this kind of like trash talking and gossiping and talking bad about other people, simply because they're just living such amazing lives. They're just being so happy, and they're getting all their needs met. They're successful people who are just busy living their lives, and they don't have a time to look at all the other people and what they're doing. They're just so focused about their lives and their successes, and living their lives and being happy with that. So anytime you receive any level of toxicity or negativity from the people around you, just understand these are some very trashy, low quality, low tier people that do this kind of stuff. These are people, chances are, if they're trash talking you or insulting you or going out of their way to trash talk you and gossip about you and say all sort of negative thing about you, chances are is that 9 out of 10, these are low quality, low tier people. These are people that have got nothing going on in their lives. There is nothing going on in their lives. They are not even happy to be alive. They're not happy with their lives. There is a lack of contentment going on there. And that's why they need to look at what other people are doing and constantly judge and criticize them to make themselves feel better. But it never works because they're not really solving the problems which are at the root of their lives, which is their lack of contentment and yada, yada, yada. But we're not going to talk about that. So just realize this, guys. Anytime you're being challenged or treated with hostility from these types of people, just remember something. People who are genuinely happy and successful in life do not feel the need to involve in this kind of behavior. Like I told you the example, like somebody like Leonardo, can you really, really imagine somebody like Leonardo DiCaprio getting involved in gang stalking? Like, bro, Leonardo DiCaprio is so fucking successful. Like, the guy is dating a model every fucking year. He's getting a new, beautiful model to date and have sex with on a daily basis. Like, that dude has genuinely has a lot of good things going on in his life, that he just does not have that negative vibe that he would need to stalk somebody and harass them and so on and so forth. And there was actually a beautiful saying by LeBron James. There was a reporter interviewing LeBron James, and he was like, what do you have to say about the people who are rooting for your failure? And LeBron gave a beautiful answer to that. He said, these people who are rooting and happy to see me fail, like if I fail a game in the NBA or whatever, these people, they might be happy for a couple of days. They'll be happy for maybe a month or something. But eventually you're going to have to wake up and realize that they're still living their miserable, shitty lives that they're living, and that I am LeBron James, and that's a fact. I'm still going to wake up the next day being LeBron James and doing the amazing things that I'm doing in the NBA. And those people are going to have to wake up and face the reality eventually that, their lives are just not that fucking good. And this always shows you, these toxic people who are always happy to see other people failing or to see bad things happen to people. A lot of these people don't have good things going on in their lives. And that's precisely why they act in such a way. So, yeah. So generally speaking, the gist of this video is basically you should not care what people think about you. If you care what people think about you, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool. And I would like to say that, if you care too much what other people say about you, especially like complete strangers, you have to kind of look within you and ask yourself this question, like, do I have good, healthy self-esteem? Do I have a healthy ego? Do I have self-respect? Because I've had these issues previously in my life. There was a period in my life where I had really, really bad self-esteem. Like, my esteem of myself was actually so low that I always considered any random person to be better than me, just because I'm such a piece of shit, or like I'm so, beneath everybody else. But once I fixed my self-esteem, now I don't look at it that way. I don't necessarily, just because there's some hostility or criticism coming from some direction, I always look and I consider this. Obviously, I'm not saying that you should be like narcissistic and delusional and believe that you're perfect and there could never be anything wrong with you. That's not what I'm saying. But a healthy person is able to judge reality as it really is. And you can kind of look at people and say, consider the source. Like, who is saying this about you? Why is it being said? That sort of stuff. Like, not just because somebody is saying something negative that it has to be true and reflect badly on you and you should immediately feel bad about yourself because it is a law, it is a fact. Nah. There should be a healthy dialogue going on inside of yourself about these things. Consider the source. Like, who is saying this? Who is saying this about you? And why are they saying this? Could it be that they are jealous of you? Maybe you have something going on in your life. Maybe it could just literally be the fact that you're so happy and content with your life. Although there might not actually be something really special going on in your life. Like, you're not Leonardo DiCaprio or LeBron James, but you just seem to be happy and content. And maybe they don't have that, and that just pisses them off, and they're jealous of you, and they're like, we need to bring this guy down. Could be that it's jealousy. Could it be that these people are paid, literally paid to hate you? Could it be that these people have such shitty lives that they just need to look around them and find any fucking body to harass and put down so they can feel better about themselves? There's people like that. We call them Karens. They just have to pick a fight with everybody, criticize everybody, put everybody down. You're all shit. You're all nothing because I'm the best. And obviously that's just an overcompensation for a very weak personality. It's somebody who does not actually like themselves. They're not enjoying themselves. They're not happy about their lives. So always think about this. What is the ulterior motive? Could there be an ulterior motive why these things are happening? Could it be an ulterior motive why these people feel the need to trash talk you and say all these bad things about you? What is the reason behind it? There could be millions of reasons why it's happening. There could be millions of reasons why people are trash talking you and trying to insult you and bring you down and generally being toxic towards you. It's not because those things are applicable to you or true. No, it could just be jealousy, could be a number of things that are going on. But either way, you have to think of it this way. It's like, consider the source. Like, who is this person to dictate these things? And then, of course, another thing you have to look at, which is projection. Oftentimes, when there's people being highly toxic and negative towards you for no apparent reason, a lot of times it has to do with projection. Basically, what projection means is the things that person is saying about you actually applies to them. So somebody who is stealing might accuse other people of being thieves, because he knows that he's a thief. So he's just projecting all this thievery onto others. If I'm doing it, you guys must also be doing it. So I'm going to call you out and say that you're thieves. But in reality, just because you're a thief doesn't mean everybody else is stealing. Nah, it doesn't work that way. So of course, we know which personality is more likely to use projection. Narcissistic personalities. I talked about this a lot. The connection between narcissism and gang stalking. A lot of gang stalkers are narcissists. And as such, they often use a lot of projection. They project all their flaws onto you. For example, in my case, they constantly feel the need to call me a faggot. Excuse my language. But I am not touched by this because I know that I'm not a faggot. But the thing is, why are these people so obstinate and so adamant to call me the F word is precisely because it applies to them. Because they are the ones who are acting like a bunch of homosexuals. These are men, literally, listen to this. These are men who are stalking another man. Guys, like, I hear about women stalking all the time, and we can say that culturally, I don't know what culture you come from, but at least in my culture, from my background, it's usually understood that it is women that engage in stalking behavior. Like, you can say it's culturally appropriate for a woman to stalk a man, for example, or something like that. Or maybe she's jealous of some woman and she decides to stalk her in order to find out things about her that she could use against her or whatever. But for a man to stalk another man and spying on him 24/7. Like, that's the gayest, most homosexual fucking behavior I can think of. And this is what I'm telling you guys. These guys are projecting their own flaws, their own homosexuality onto me. And they keep calling me these names because they are the gay ones. They are the faggots. They are the homosexuals. They know it. At some level, they have some awareness of that. But it comes out in this fucking, oh, you faggot, oh, you this. Nah. The only faggot here is you, because you're a gang stalker. You're stalking people. You're stalking men, for fuck's sake. That is like the gayest, most homosexual thing that there is. And I just love it. I was talking one day on the subreddit, the gang stalking subreddit, and I was like, somebody actually pointed it out and said, guys, I can't imagine these people have to be a bunch of homosexuals. Like, if they're, can you imagine like actual grown men, grown adults fucking stalking other men and women? That's really homosexual behavior. Like, that's just the gayest fucking shit you can do. And of course, on top of that, they're spying on us. They like to watch us when we go to the toilet. They like to watch us when we take showers. They like to watch us in our most private and intimate moments. Come on, man. That is just sick. That is twisted. So guys, projection. A lot of times these sick, twisted, disordered individuals, they will project because they don't have reason. Can't reason. They can't hold themselves accountable to the things that they have. They can't even accept themselves for who they are. So what they do is they have to project all their flaws and problems onto others. It is not me who is, XYZ. It is you. It's just silly mentality of a child, basically. It's not me who stole the cookie. It's you. You stole the fucking cookie. Anyway, guys, at the end of this is strengthen your mind. Start thinking of these things a little bit more critically. Just because somebody is following you around and calling you names and trash talking you and saying negative things about you does not mean it is true, does not mean it is applicable to you. Look for the ulterior motives. Why is this being done? Why is this behavior happening to begin with? That is what you should be looking to. But in general, you should have a healthy level of self-esteem enough to protect you from these things and just not care what these people are saying about you. It shouldn't matter to you in any way, shape, or form.